Hey guys, in today's video, we are going to break down in 5 minutes the 3 most commonly used rulers in motivational interviewing. First, we'll talk about what they are and why we use them. Then we'll talk about the different kinds of rulers, how to introduce them to clients, how to use them, and some of the potential results that you can expect and how to interpret them. Let's dive in. What are motivational interviewing rulers? They're a 0 to 10 scale used to measure things like importance, confidence, and readiness. There are 3 main reasons why we would use the change rulers. It can be helpful for the client to have a visual representation of their levels of importance, confidence, and so on. It provides congruence confirmation. In other words, it provides confirmation to the counselor that they are on the same page as the client. If the counselor is ahead of the client, there's a high probability for therapeutic discord. And finally, it allows the counselor and the client to formulate the next steps in the client's treatment. Now that we know what a ruler is and why we use them, let's talk about some of the different rulers. The 3 most commonly used rulers in motivational interviewing are the importance ruler, the confidence ruler, and the readiness to change ruler. In most situations, we wouldn't use the readiness to change ruler. However, I've included it anyway, just so you're aware of it. Some caveats to consider when using the readiness to change ruler. There's potential to cause discord if the client feels they are being pressured to change. There's less opportunity for change talk to occur in the conversation that takes place after the ruler is used. And finally, the other 2 rulers can achieve the same thing as the readiness to change ruler. Before using any of the rulers with your clients, you'll need to provide a brief overview of how the scaling system works. After the ruler is introduced, you might start by saying something like, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not even considering change at all, to 10 being I'm absolutely going to change right now, where would you rank yourself on this scale? The first ruler we are going to look at is the importance ruler. This ruler helps the counselor gauge the client's importance of change. After the client chooses a number on the ruler, the counselor can ask questions to evoke change talk. The counselor may say something like, I notice you selected 9. It must be very important for you to change. Can you share why you selected 9 and not a lower number? This open question gives the client an opportunity to explain their desire, ability, reason, or need to change. When asking about the number they selected, make sure you don't ask them why they didn't select a higher number, as they may answer with sustained talk, which can reinforce the behavior or habit. This rule applies with all 3 of the rulers. The next ruler is the confidence ruler. This ruler helps the therapist, you guessed it, gauge the client's confidence. While it may be very important for someone to change, if their confidence is low, they may not take steps or commit to changing. Why would they bother taking steps to change if they believe they will fail? Ask the client why they scored the way they did, just as you did with the importance ruler, but this time the goal is to evoke talk that is indicative of commitment, activation, or taking steps towards change. If importance and confidence are low, various motivational interviewing strategies and tools can be used to increase their scores, but unfortunately that is outside of the scope of today's presentation. The client can also use problem-solving and goal-setting models, and counseling can be utilized to increase motivation to change. If you notice that their importance to change is high, but their confidence is low, that generally means that the client has identified there are real or perceived consequences of not changing, but the client either feels that their dependency to the habit is that strong that they cannot stop, or they have tried multiple times to change, but without success. If the scores are reversed, with importance scoring low and confidence scoring high, it could mean there aren't any perceived consequences of continuing the habit or behavior, they have never tried to change but believe it's easy to do so, the behavior or habit may not have many consequences and may not be commonly associated with dependence. In the past, they have had multiple periods of abstaining from the habit. And finally, we have the readiness to change ruler. In most situations, it may not be helpful to use. However, if you're noticing ambivalence, contradictory statements, or sustained talk, it may make sense to use. You will need to have developed strong rapport with the client so that they feel comfortable to answer questions so that a genuine conversation about their readiness can be had after the ruler is used. And that's it. If you've learned something new, please like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.